Welcome to Frax Check, your weekly Frax Vibe check. I'm your host, DeFi Dave, here with Trader's Insight. And this week, I will be the host, breaking down all the numbers from Between Two Ferns right to your ears. Let's get this started. We're here checking the week of December 7th to December 13th. Let's get this rolling. Peg check. The peg check is strong. We had a high of $1 and a low of 0.9997. We love to see it. We love to see a stable coin that's stable.
Better.
Isn't that right,
It's getting
Sam?
better. It's getting better. It's like
Getting better. You know,
it's like 997.
997. I know. Yeah. And the curve swap, we're up 0.09%. You know, if we swapped, I can't even 10. Let's see how.
It's
How many zeros is this? 100 million. If you swap 100 million, you know, the slippage, you get so infinitesimal. Like,
This
it's actually
curve. Like if you used 1 inch, it'd be even better.
Yeah, that's true. Does 1 inch, you know, like, it does like batch orders separatly. So it's like some in curve.
It'll spread some out to curve. It'll use the different curve pools. It'll go to Uniswap. It'll use everything to get the best one.
Yeah. Curve swap check strong. Peg check strong. Collateral ratio 93.3%. We have a 0% change there. And then we got the decentralization ratio. We have it at 14.3%, and it's dipped a little bit, 2.7%. I'm gonna go a little bit different than Kiet here. I think I'm in the camp that the collateral ratio should be 100%, and we're working to get it at 100%. And so, like, I know there's a lot of different opinions about that in the community, but, I think, but getting to 100% is a slow and arduous process. I used to be in, let's have it, some of it, collateralized, but I think, I'll put it, let me reword that. I think we should be heading towards a higher collateralization ratio in a bear market, but if it turns into a bull market again, then maybe we can talk about, lowering it. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Sam?
Are you talking about one-to-one backing with
one-to-one backing,
or are you talking about with a basket of assets like Ethereum and Bitcoin which are over collateralizing? So,
I mean, that would happen automatically with Fraxland, it's over collateralized. So, yeah, so a little bit of both. Yeah, I'm talking about both. So, along that path.
Oh, okay.
It's a very nuanced. It's a niche. It's a very niche, nuanced opinion because it's not exactly it has to be 100%. Or it has to be slightly under collateralized. It's flexible with the times and the state of the market. Let's go over the health check, everyone. Peg check strong. Curve swap strong. Collateralization ratio 93.3%. Decentralization ratio 14.3%. Now, this has become my favorite part of the program, the Frax ETH peg check. We got the peg check strong. We're up 0.6%. The exchange rate is 0.993 Frax ETH to ETH. And then at the, we go to curve for the curve swap. We're up 0.1%. So if we were to swap 3,500 Frax ETH, we would receive 3,493.4427 regular ETH. That is phenomenal. 61% of the supply is in curve. Let's go to let's check the count, and the count is up. The count is up 32.7%. We're at 42,000. Are we gonna hit 69K before Christmas? I actually, you know what? At this rate, I think it's likely 69K incoming. Staked, we're up 1%. We're at 39%. Frax ETH staked. Having some coffee. This is big. This is big, everyone. 32.7%. That's pretty big. We love to see it. So let's go over the Frax ETH check. Peg check strong. We're up 0.6%. Curve swap strong. We got the count. The count is up bigly, and we got 39% staked. Frax ETH, I think, is the killer. Has become really the killer use case of Frax. It's really become its shining product. I mean, obviously the stablecoin, but it's stablecoins, there's different flavors like this and that, but like I feel like Frax ETH is like clearly the best architected, ETH staking derivative out there. Like, what do you think?
I really do. And you know what really like is cementing it for me
Yeah.
is I've been checking out Frax Facts, and yesterday, or sorry, 2 days ago on December 11th, we made 3.61 ETH in rewards for all the staked ETH that we have right now. But in addition to that, we made 8 ETH just from tips in MEV. It's incredible. That's the high. It's the highest 1-day tips in MEV reward that we've ever received, and it's only going to get bigger. And the more like part of the network that we control, the more of that MEV boost and the other stuff we'll get as well too. So, really looking forward to that.
And not only that, you have stuff like Eigenlayer coming out, and if you can plug Frax ETH into Eigenlayer, that's a whole nother revenue stream for Frax ETH. Like, have you looked into Eigenlayer at all?
No, I haven't, but we're going to have him on and have him give a full explainer about what they're doing.
Well, if I have good news,
about it.
Yeah, I actually did a deep dive, into Eigenlayer last night, and I reached out to Siram, and he's down to come on the pod, so we're gonna get that going. That's really nice. Yeah, that's something for our listeners and viewers to look forward to. Really next up, we got the AMO holdings. We're slightly down at 0.2%, so we have $548 million in the AMOs. Profitability, we're in the middle of the month. The bribes are in motion right now. We're at a loss. We're at 0.5, 560,000, million down. But got to wait till the end of the month.
Yeah, and
so we got the money check.
These numbers will come around. I mean, I think after we get through this like worst of the bear market, profitability will turn better. Yeah,
I think. Yeah, you just gotta show up and you just gotta survive. And like Frax has positioned itself for the long haul for sure. Money check, AMOs, 548 million. Profitability, we're down a bit. Wait. So it's a wait. Hold on. Total revenue is 0.62, and then expenses is 0.43. So total, I guess did he make a
he must have made it wrong. Right.
Yeah.
It should be 0.56.
Apology. 0.5. Yeah. Or bribes, suspend. Or.
Yeah. 0.56. Maybe it has.
Yeah. It should be 0.56. Yeah. I think, it's supposed to be 0.56, everyone. Apologies for the mistake. Oh, we got Frax BP. Fine. It's funny. I was looking at this deck before our filming here, and I was so pumped when I saw like the 78%. I'm like, finally, just like even like a little bit of a bump. We're at 78%. Everybody loves a comeback story. I wouldn't say we're back yet, but we're just like we're getting off the ground. We're picking ourselves back up, and Frax BP is now 78% of the 3 pool.
That's great.
Yeah, we're up 6.7%. We like to see it. Frax BP is almost equal to Frax 3 CRV again. So I expect that to overtake that again soon. But it looks like everything's down. Like the 3 pool, like it's only at 615 million. I remember that being a lot higher before.
It was like $1 billion at one point.
Wow? That's big. Let's get to the meta pools. We're down 0.5%. We're at 44.2 million. What can you do? Just like barely moved. So not much. I'm just happy that like Frax BP is like up compared to the 3 pool. We like to see it. Meta pool, TVL of stables versus non-stables. The total TVL is down 0.3%, but I think like the non-stables is a very unique value prop to any token out there to pair with the Frax BP pool, and I think like a lot more tokens are going to do that in the future. So I expect that to grow more.
I think it's really interesting how much each of these meta pools are getting paid, right? So
yeah, I know that
we're spending like the bribes going out, right? So okay, so I'm just going to take the third biggest one, right? Which is like GUSD. So this is Gemini's USD dollar, right? It's a $10 million pool. We're giving them $5,000 in bribes, and the pool just for this week, and they've received $65,000 in bribes since we started the profit sharing program.
Yeah, that's a 12x. Talk about bang for your buck.
Exactly. Yeah, and it adds an additional 2% APR, 2.1% APR onto that pool for existing. It's crazy.
Yeah, just for existing, just for showing up. Yeah, you love to see it. We got the liquidity check, Frax BP. We're at TVO of $480.5 million, 78% of the 3 pool. The meta pool, $44.2 million in stables, $57 million total. Next up, we got the Frax supply. We're up 0.5%. We're still above a Billy. We're still in the 10 fig club. Good. You like to see it. You really like to see it because, I feel like before we were just kind of teetering, oh, is it going to go down? And then pull out of the curve, pull this and that. And we're still up above a Billy. So between Frax BP, up compared to the 3 pool and everything else, and all the other momentum, this is promising signs to see. Looks good. And that's it for the Frax check. And now we're on to the governance roundup. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I know I'm not Kiet, but I had my own little flair to it.
It's a great job.
Yeah, Kiet does a phenomenal job. Honestly, he's super passionate about it, and I love getting my fill of Frax check from him. But it was an honor to take his place here today for this episode. But on to the governance check, and this week there was a lot of drama in governance, and I wanted a lot of drama. It felt like a soap opera. And we can just get right into it with FIP 142 with the Frax gauges on Kyber Swap, Elastic on Ethereum, Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism. There was a lot of pushback from the Convex contingent. Convex voted no against this proposal, and what makes 100. Yeah, actually, yeah. Was it 90? I thought it was 97%.
It's like 99.
Yeah, but
still,
the community rallied to basically overcome that against, and 34 million yes for it. So I think this is symbolically very important from the Frax community, because one of the biggest criticisms is Convex has so much voting power, they're just going to control every vote, and that isn't the case. And especially here, if it's important enough, the community will rally. So I think symbolically this is really important to show. And gauges are supposed to be easy, but I think, Sam, me and you are in agreement here that the proposal could have been written better. And I think it would have been better if we both agree that it would have been better if we separated each gauge. Yeah. I mean, but especially from different chains and stuff, because I know that gauges are batched for Frax BP. Historically they've done that. But this one, I feel like it was just too all over the place with the different chains and how it was worded as recommendations and stuff. It definitely could have been written better. I'm happy it passed, and gauges are the low hanging fruit. We want that liquidity locked. We want people to have their Frax in these LPs. We want Frax ETH LPs, this and that, but it could have definitely been written better.
So I actually voted no on this one, mainly because
you voted no.
I did vote no because it was just, I felt it was sloppy, and that so I had been talking with the Kyber team just about pulling the proposal and then atomizing it. That was the reason I voted no, because it had already just come up and I thought it was just going to get voted down. So I just assumed that I voted no because I assumed that they were going to have to redo it as all individual gauge proposals, right? Where there's some strange gauge proposals. So the stake Frax ETH Frax pool, and then that one. I think it's that one especially. That doesn't need a gauge, and also the stake Frax ETH wrap stake ETH gauges.
I think what's going to happen is, because they were recommendations, I can't imagine all these gauges, getting I can't imagine this being 100% hit rate. It's recommendations. I probably like 80-90% of them, and the ones that we think don't make sense, they probably won't get gauges.
Yeah.
But this gives like some like the Frax team some leeway here on the gauges. But this actually led to your proposal, FIP 145, allow only individual gauge control proposals, and this was by you. And my favorite part about this, Nader was like, great proposal. And he's like, that's the first time I've seen him like react to a proposal like that. Just like simply like, great.
I just think a lot of the governance proposals recently have been kind of sloppy. They've been really like vague in how they've been wording their stuff, right? Like recommendation. Like I don't even know with the Kyber one, like what are the outcomes from it? The actual like specific on-chain outcomes that are supposed to happen. Like typically, like I think the good precedent was set with the AMO, with the Fraxland AMOs, and then the other AMOs were like, this is the contract, this is the pair. Like there's no deviation from either like a yes or a no vote about what's supposed to happen. There's not supposed to be any sort of like leeway in things going a different way, because I think that this Kyber one could be interpreted pretty liberally if you wanted to be, or not. So I don't. That's my problem, and why and also I didn't like the bundling. So if Kyber's going to come back and propose individual gauges, that's great. But I think from now on,
So how do you feel about like Frax BP bundling of those gauges? That seems a little bit more straightforward than the Kyber ones, because those just make sense.
Yeah, I still think it's like a governance process. Like we should just have like one vote, one outcome, right? We shouldn't be bundling.
Yeah, for each gauge.
Yeah, and you look at some of the other proposals that are coming through. Like I could see like a marketing proposal bundling a ton of stuff in, but if you're doing like on-chain actions and adding like a gauge, a specific gauge, like that vote should be individualized. And it's not hard to have like to break one vote up into like 3 or 4 or 5 votes in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And it's always better to break things up anyway, makes things simpler and just more straightforward.
Yeah.
A lot of proposals that have come through recently has been about Frax Ferry, FIP 144, for deploying it to deploying the Polygon that passed. Yeah, so all you Polygon Fraximalists with Frax stranded on there, coming home, back to ETH. That passed with.
Oh yeah, are we talking about the past proposal? Okay, we'll save the drama for.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the Polygon one for FIP 144. So that passed with 32 million for and 2.6 million against. Who's voting no for these Frax Ferry proposals? It's like, okay, you want to have it stranded over there? That's fine. Have fun. There's been a few other proposals for Frax Ferry that have been up, specifically for Evmos, Harmony, and Moonriver. They've actually followed that format. A Harmony one that was updated has followed that format. So,
Can we talk about Harmony?
Yes, let's talk about Harmony.
Okay, so the Harmony is dead on arrival.
Why is that? Yeah, I noticed because like it's been 6 days and then there hasn't been a snapshot.
So Sam actually said this in chat. I saw this in chat because a couple of people were bringing it up. They're like, why isn't like the votes happen for Harmony? Like, why aren't you bringing it up? Sam essentially said in chat that the Harmony team has been unresponsive about everything post-hack. They're not giving any help. They're not providing any assistance about anything. And also they had a recovery plan, which they completely gone back on. And Sam said that until the Harmony team provides more details or comes up with a plan on what they're going to do post-hack, that there will be no Frax Ferry.
Wow. Damn. So it's like a soft rug right here.
Yeah, but the team is I understand because like the Harmony team has not done anything to ensure the security of deployment Frax Ferry onto Harmony, and until they do, it just doesn't make sense, and the Frax team won't do it.
Yeah, this is a really important update because I'm sure there's Frax was like actually quite big for Harmony and on Harmony. I remember there was actually a joke. For Cheese Game on Harmony, which was a Ohm fork that was like a combination of like an Ohm fork and like Wolf Game and this and that. It was actually paired to Frax. And so like everyone had to like get Frax in order to like participate, and it like pumped Frax to like $5 because there's it's everyone's like Frax pumped, let's go. So like there was like there was definitely like a meaningful enough presence of Frax on Harmony. So I really hope the Harmony team comes back to and responds to like the Frax community and the Harmony community that's has their Frax on Harmony to get this resolved, because it would be a shame if it isn't. It's just like I hate when like people just don't communicate. Even just saying like we're still like going through, even just like a little update or just something to just know that you have a pulse is important. And if they're not doing that, then like that's I hate shit like that.
Yeah. So Sam said, I'm going to quote what Sam said this morning. He said, "We're still waiting for the Harmony team to actually respond to us and detail a redemption plan for the bridge hack." Sam continued and said that until that is entirely settled with them, we're not in a position to be able to directly support any kind of Harmony integration, including the ferry. So that he's not ruling it out for later. They want to work with the Harmony team, but he says that the Harmony team has entirely ghosted everyone, including Frax. There's been zero follow-on discussions about repayment or reimbursement for the hack. And they've received $0 of any kind of support or reimbursement. And he recommended that community members reach out to the Harmony team themselves to ask him about that. Unfortunate situation.
Yeah. Unfortunate. You hate to see it. But hey, you gotta hope for the best in the Harmony team response. And next up, that was proposed, we had the token neck proposal by McMarty. And this was like a 2-part proposal. It looked like you actually asked for clarification in this one. So clarification about the marketing, and I believe, do they want protocol on liquidity? What exactly is token neck? I'll let you take over this one.
So I believe it's a DEX, but this is another thing where the outcome was a little bit vague, right? I think they were talking about like some sort of AMO or protocol own liquidity happening later on, but there was no information about like any sort of contracts or deployments or anything. So I asked them to split it up into 2 parts. I don't think this really one has an actionable outcome other than the marketing proposal, which is just for them to list Frax as like an approved stablecoin.
Yeah. So I don't know. You see a lot of these proposals that are just like for marketing, but like you can just list us. You don't need to like make a proposal or this and that. But it'd be interesting to see like, once they give us more information, what they have to offer, this and that. So we'll see what happens. We'll wait and see. But I think
we're gonna need to have like a FIP about governance proposals, because people are doing them differently, and like Frax team's been doing a really nice job with their like author summary, like the structure that they have. I'd like to see that harmonized across the entire governance setting.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 or 5 different categories. So you have like gauges, you have AMOs, you have grants and other, and you have other ones for like lending market. Yep, there's a set standard for like how to write these proposals, and like it just has to become like known. And like even if it like doesn't, and we have to be strict with like the format. It's like even, and like it's been proposed, the format has been proposed before, even in the past, but people just haven't been following up. So maybe it just needs to be pinned. Maybe there just needs to be like a better FAQ about it. But this is when you get into like meta governance, like proposals about how to write proposals.
I know.
Yeah, but
it's never a problem. It's never a problem when there's just like 3, when there's just like one proposal to talk about. But when we're having at least like 5 to 6 a week now, right? So it definitely needs to be streamlined.
I mean, we cover it every week, so even in these markets, like the momentum isn't stopping. And if you want to keep up with, what
do you think the over under for FIPs is going to be at the end of 2023? Like what number?
That's a great question.
Do you think we'll get to?
What number do you think we're going to be at for FIPs?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say we're going to have 278
That's a good number. It's close to 300. Yeah, that's where I was getting to. I think we'll double.
I think
it
I say 278. I'm gonna say 278 around there at this rate. I'm curious like what other proposals are gonna be about. I'm curious like especially like knowing like what the Frax roadmap is and like what their goals are for like next year. But like the Fed master account being like the highest aspiration, like getting that Fed master account. And like everything, and then it seems like that's like the crown jewel, and then like everything else is kind of like either like building around that or like building its like own lane, like whether it's like Frax ETH or FPI or and different things. So it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, but yeah, that's it for Frax Check, your weekly Frax 5 check and governance roundup. I'm DeFi Dave here with Traders Insight, and if you want to keep up with all our Frax checks and all our Flywheel pods and all our new content. I've really liked the Frax yield stuff, honestly. Like that's been like something that a lot of people have been asking for. So like if you want to know all those juicy yields and get updated on that for anyone else, make sure you hit that bell button, subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what you think on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Flywheel Pod. Join our Telegram group and discussion on there at Flywheel Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at DeFi Dave 22.
And I'm at Traders_Insight, and Kiet will be back next week.
He will be back.
Yeah.
And we'll be back too. So catch us then. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye. Good show.